talk specifically about that. The first one up is Mr. Corey Stewart, which is the Virginia chairman of the Donald J. Trump for president. What does that mean? That's a long title, okay? Real quick. In translation for me, a guy like me, he is the surrogate. He represents Mr. Trump in Virginia. That's what it meant.
All right, I'll take it. Thanks a lot. So I better do good. Well, hello, Fairfax County. Are you ready to take America back? Yeah! Well, I've got some really good news for you. Who's ready for some good news? Some really, really, really good news. According to the Rasmussen poll that came out yesterday, Donald Trump is now leading nationally by 5%. Now, in addition to that poll, there's a very, very important poll. It's called the LA Times tracking poll. And the reason this poll is so important, and by the way, Delegate Bob Marshall sitting right there. Please give him a round of applause. And former delegate, and she is an inspiration to all of us Republicans. She was Republican here in Fairfax County when there was nary a Republican anywhere in Northern Virginia. Former delegate Gwen Cody. And also in Fairfax County, I mean, gosh, how hard it is to be a Republican in Fairfax County, holy smokes. But somebody else did it, and did it countywide, and that's Steve Hunt. And the person who was Donald Trump before Donald Trump was Donald Trump, Eugene Delgadio from Long Island. Okay, so the LA Times tracking poll is really, really critical because something happened. And something, now we are leading in 3 states that we lost in 2012. We weren't even close. Colorado, New Mexico, and Nevada. Now, not all the polls are showing that, but some of them are. And what all these polls show, though, is a tremendous decline among Hispanics for Hillary Clinton. Now, how do you account for that? How do you account for that? Because a lot of establishment Republicans and a lot of Democrats say, oh, you know, Donald Trump said all these horrible things about Hispanics and they're never going to vote for him. Well, they forgot something. If somebody comes to America legally and they're a citizen of this country, they don't necessarily support illegal immigration. And that is why among Hispanics and also the LA Times tracking poll, and this is really critical, this is a real problem for Hillary Clinton. Hillary Clinton's approval among African Americans has dropped by 20% in 3 weeks. There's no excitement for Hillary Clinton. There's no excitement for Hillary Clinton. And here's why we're going to win. There's one polling number that has not changed, and it hasn't changed in years. And it will not change between now and November 8th. And it's the question that people ask when they go to vote. And what is that question? Now, let me ask you this. Is that question, gee, did Donald Trump say something politically insensitive or politically incorrect 3 or 4 months ago? Are people really going to vote because he said something that they disagree with? Or are they going to ask this question? Is America headed in the right or the wrong direction? Wrong direction. And 2/3 of America says we are headed in the wrong direction. And that is why they're going to vote to change direction. They're not going to reward the Democrats with essentially a 3rd Obama term. They're going to change. And people are worried. People are really worried. They're worried everywhere. Whether you're white or Hispanic or Asian or African American, whether you're a man or a woman, whether you're young or old, You're worried about the state of our country and its direction, and you're worried about the state of the economy. Many of us are worried about our jobs. We're worried about our spouses' jobs. We're worried about being underemployed. We're worried that our children who are accumulating tons of debt, mounds of debt, and their universities that are coming out and they can't find jobs. And you're probably worried too that they're going to be in your basement for the next 15 years. But Americans are worried, and they're going to change the direction. And it's not just the economy, it's the state of our military. And by the way, how many veterans do we have in here today? Well, thank you, ladies. Please give me a round of applause. I knew you were a veteran, gentlemen. But here's the thing. We have more veterans per capita in Virginia than any other state in the country. We have 8.3 million citizens. A fraction of those, of course, are of legal age to vote and are citizens. But we have 800,000 veterans. And among veterans, Donald Trump's lead is now over 20%. And growing, and growing. So, I just wanted to give you this good information because the press is filled with bad information about Donald Trump. At the end of the day, we're going to win. And there is no more important locality. There is no more important locality than Fairfax County. When we look in the campaign about where Trump should be speaking, where we're going to put our efforts is one number that we're going to be looking at, and that is the number of swing voters. And in Fairfax County, that number is huge. Huge. It's absolutely massive. It's over 100,000 people. It's actually over 130,000 people. In Prince William County, it's about 45,000, and in Loudoun County, it's about 55,000. This area is the battleground. So everything that you do, everything, every door that you knock on, every phone call that you make, everything that you do is absolutely critical. Now, lastly, I want to make sure that I never, ever, ever forget this again. But I wanted to, by the way, I met my wife, Maria. I want to introduce her right here. She's from Sweden. She's from Sweden, but we actually met in Tokyo. When I was teaching English, and she was traveling around, and I couldn't afford my rent, and I borrowed $500, and that's how I met her. But anyway, thanks a lot, everybody, and just let's keep the hard work, and let's take America back.